Yo, what's up, guys? It's Nate with Runners Mobile Barbershop. It's been a minute since I spoke to y'all, man, and we have a older video, but it's still a classic style. I don't have waves anymore. This is like 2022. But I just wanted to talk to y'all. I wanted to get on here. I know y'all haven't heard me speak in a minute. I'm not going nowhere. I love barbering. And I took a liking to YouTube and just social media in general, man. It's a good outlet. So y'all just enjoy this process and just hear me talk at the same time. But my channel, I like to keep it simple, man. It's just the love of I got a love of barbering, and I found that love unknowingly, at a young age, cutting my brother's hair. And I think I had to be like about to go to 6th grade or something like that. And my brother needed a cut, and I was trying to get to the barbershop, and so my dad, he had before he left, he left his clippers, and we just had some other clippers, laying around. To like your Walmart clippers and stuff. So I just picked them up, and just started to do what I seen they do in the barbershop, and it looked pretty good to me. My brother, he was satisfied, and my mom, she mom's like, you know what you're doing, and no, but I'm doing it anyway. So that cut came out pretty good, which is, I guess I inspired myself, to keep on going. And that was at a, young age, like middle school around there somewhere. And then I I cut my dad's hair when he would come, visit every now and then. I would cut him, shape him up the back of his neck or whatever the case may be. I just unknowingly at that time, even at a younger age, when I look back at it, like I always was like interested in hair, and that was always like, I remember being at my grandma's house, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm not embarrassed about it or whatever, but at a young age, you pay attention to children, like they'll show you what they're gonna do. I used to line the Barbie dolls up, and I used to comb their hair and make sure like they were straight, at my grandma's house, because all the Barbie dolls would be like all mixed up. And I used to get them, and I used to comb their hair and sit them up straight and make sure they was good. And so my love for hair, goes just, deep from when I was younger. And I love, the details and stuff like that. I guess that's why I was, lining those Barbie dolls up like that. And so, yeah, man, I even got into, when I was younger, doing my little sister hair, making sure that she was straight, so my mom, wouldn't have to do it when she got off of work. Over the summer, I remember, doing her hair, and then when she got older, she started getting other people to do her hair. I even, high school, I remember, no, that wasn't high school, that was actually in college, as I got better in barbering, arching the eyebrows, with the razor. And when I got to high school, I did a little bit, man, on cutting on the porch, cutting my grandpa, keeping him straight, on the porch, and definitely, my dad, and my brother too. We had got like real, deep into, cutting hair. It was back in the time where it was like mohawks was popular. This was 2006, 2007, on up into 8, 9, 10, 11. So, yeah, man, I took those clippers. Hold on, that's what it was. I got my first pair of like professional clippers. They were the Wall 2000s. I don't know if y'all ever heard of those before, but those Wall 2000s, and I got that was like the longer, almost looked like the detailers do now. They were longer. but it came in a match. It got the clippers and the liners, and it was given to me by a man whose son I played football with. And so once he gave me those, I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna take these to college with me. And man, taking those things to college was the best decision that I ever, decided to best decision I made. I went to Georgia Military College, and I was able to get in. I played football, so I was on scholarship. I got in there. It was a military school. It was right up my alley. And those guys in there, we had to stay clean, so it wasn't an option. So I was cutting hair starting off in my dorm for like $5 a cut my first semester. And I remember being nervous, telling people that I know how to cut hair, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't mess nobody up. And that was my thing, not to mess nobody up. And so, I did it, nervous. And I started getting really good. And nobody never just said I messed them up or anything. It never got back to me or anything like that. And so I just kept going. And that next semester, same thing. And I had intentions to raise my prices once the semester, that next semester. And I raised my prices. So in the middle of the semester, I went to $5 to $10. And then once I got to the third semester, I was at $20. And so I had started to understand, wow, I really, I know how to cut hair. I can do this. So my second year at GMC, Georgia Military College, my bathroom was actually a barbershop. So when all the military people, they would go, out. It was Thursdays. We call it Thirsty Thursdays. They would go out in town, and they would want to get cleaned up, and they would pay me. They would pay me to cut their hair, plus over, tip me too, as well. And so Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, I was cutting hair, and was able to. That's why I said it's the best decision I made. I was able to bring some money in, and have my own money. And one time I remember it was a Saturday. It had to be a Saturday. Yeah, it was a Saturday or Friday. I think it was a Friday. It felt like a Friday now. I'm looking back at it because everybody was getting ready to go home. Some people, definitely going out and partying. So I get a phone call from my mom, and she's like, "You son," basically, long story short, she needed some money or whatever. And I was like, "Okay, cool. I got a couple more cuts. I'm gonna be heading out anyways." And I used to go to this tiny spot, and I used to get a 20-piece chicken, a chicken wing meal with fries, and I'm talking about a big old tray. And after I get finished cutting, I would go take my 20-piece, and I set up my laptop and I watch movies in my in the barracks in my dorm room. It's military, so it's called the barracks. In the barracks in my dorm, in my room. And but that time, I got my money. Split it down the middle of what I had. I believe it was it had to be $300, and it had to be $350, because it's you have to pay the transfer. You had to pay for the transfer, so it was $50 for the transfer. So I just split half of what I had down the middle and sent it, home to my mom. And that's just, letting y'all know, if you watching this and you got just a slight bit of interest, or you think you like hair, go for it, man. Go for it and just keep building. I done it nervous, and just continue to build myself up. I done it, unknowingly. I done it just raw, not even really knowing guard sizes and any of that stuff, man. I didn't know what a one guard was. All I knew was you want to keep it dark. I knew that one guard was gonna keep it dark, or you want to keep it low. I know, so I was just raw talent, basically, at the end of the day. And I kept going with the from Georgia Military College to Reinhardt University. I took my clippers there too, and it was tough, man, because I had to hold up the school standard. I had to hold up the military standard, and just a whole lot of standards, man, that I had to hold up. Football standards, and at the same time, still technically running a business, making money, on the side, in college, and looking back, I did it at Reinhardt University too, and ended up graduating, getting my bachelor's degree in business management, and it was tough, it was tough, man, but I made it through, and I'm proud of myself, man, and I thank God for where I'm at today. I really do, because I got out of college, and after I graduated, and I went straight to I didn't go straight to barber school. I worked at Walmart for a while, almost a year, and then I quit, and then I went to Publix, manufacturing and distribution, and I ended up working there and going to school, and it took me almost 2 years, because I was working at the same time. So I went and got my barber's license like I was working. I'm in Georgia, for some of y'all who don't know. I was working in Lawrenceville, going to school in Snellville, and lived in Decatur. So for almost 2 years, I had an average of five hours of sleep. Because I would work at night, and I would get off, go to the gym, for a couple hours, study till about 11, get off at 6:30, go to the gym, be there around about 8, stay there for an hour, study to work out, study, and then hit the school at 11, and then stay there, cut, and then I would cut and maybe have a mobile appointment around about 12, then get home to just do it all over again. So get some rest just to do it all over again. So, man, whatever you doing, man, if you want it, you gonna have to grind, you gonna have to work for it, and just put in that time. And the younger you are, man, the better off you are, because your body, it has that bounce back, man. So whatever age you sitting at now, man, the longer you wait, the more resistance you gonna get, man, because just naturally your body slows down, and so you have to put in that hard work first, understand what is hard work in order to even start to work smart, because if you don't put in the hard work first, you gonna have a lazy mentality, because you trying to put the smart work first. You're gonna look lazy, but you don't really understand what hard work is, and so you, in the midst of hard work, you're seeing smarter ways to do a certain thing. I know that makes sense. Leave a comment below. Do that make sense? Let me know, yes or no. Or if you have the same thing what you went through, let me know. I want to hear from y'all. So, man, I got this channel, man, just basically just to share my journey, man, because I feel like it's somebody out there right now who need an outlet, who needs something, you know what I mean? And barbering is a service. You gotta be ready, and it's something to look forward to, man. It's something to hold on to cherish, you know what I mean? To make other people feel good. And as you see me right now doing my self-cut, man, it's like that's what I was doing all through college. I started cutting my own hair in college, and messed myself up several times, but I didn't care. I just kept on going, and this where we at now. And I don't have the waves anymore, but it is a classic cut, man, and I'm still keeping it clean, man. And I just, man, if you just got that little bit, like I said, man, just go for it. See where it'll take you. Barbering has taken me a lot of places, and still taking me, man. It's a journey, so just build, man, and don't be afraid to take those avenues and see what you can bring to the industry. Hey, man, it's Nate. I love y'all, and I'm out.